If you remember, 1 year ago, I made a video on Ducati's new Scrambler concept and why we need it. Well, Ducati has just made my hope come true by dropping a beautiful fun bomb on the heritage market, introducing the newly announced Ducati Formula 73. And for once, a company actually stuck to the design of the concept that we all loved. Now looking at it, you might think, that's just a Scrambler with a fairing. And you're not entirely wrong. You are wrong, but not entirely. But there is a lot more going on here than just a paint job. Why? Because in a world of liquid-cooled 200 horsepower monsters, this bike is a love letter to the engine that built this company. But you ask, is it worth $20,000? Let's do work. First, the history lesson, and this is the cool part. The 73 in the name pays homage to the 1973 750 Super Sport Desmo. That bike was the street legal version of the racer that Paul Smart rode into victory at Imola in 1972. Ducati really leaned into the nostalgia here. The livery is this stunning silver and aqua green, which I absolutely love, and they even painted the trellis frame green to match the original. And by the way, trellis frame. You're welcome. Check out the tank. See that vertical gold stripe? On the original race bikes, that was a translucent strip of fiberglass so the mechanics could see the fuel level. On this bike, it's just paint, but it's a killer detail for the nerds like us. And you've probably noticed that X over the headlight. To the untrained eye, that's just a cool retro aesthetic. But historically, that was a safety requirement. Back in the 70s, in the ancient times, headlights were made of glass, not plastic. If you crashed or caught a rock on the track, that glass would shatter and scatter razor-sharp shards all over the racing line, which is a nightmare for the guys behind you. So racers, including guys like Paul Smart, would tape a big X over their lens. It wouldn't stop the glass from breaking, but the tape would hold the shards together so they didn't explode onto the track. On the Formula 73, it's obviously a stylized cover. You don't have to peel it off to ride at night, but it's a killer nod to the days when you taped up your headlight, slapped on a number plate, and went racing. And I love that modern DRL light ring. This cool guy right here is Stefano Accorsi, a famous Italian actor and fellow motorcycle enthusiast. Guys, in this video, I am wearing Saint motorcycle jeans, who also gave me a discount code for you guys. These jeans are stylish, comfortable enough to wear. I've actually worn these at work, even in the office, and they are 200 times stronger than steel. My discount code is in the description below, and the full review is at the end of this video. I highly recommend these. Check them out. I love those spoked wheels. We'll talk about that front tire later. Just overall, this bike's a masterpiece. I do not think Ducati could have done better on the looks of this bike. It's truly a timeless work of art that I would gladly keep forever. This bike looks so gorgeous with that beautiful lake as a backdrop. Praise God. But let's talk specs. Underneath that beautiful retro bubble fairing, we have the 803cc air-cooled Desmo Due L Twin. Translation, Desmo Due literally means a 2-valve Desmo engine, 2 valves per cylinder, 1 intake, 1 exhaust. It is tuned for punchy low to mid-range torque. It's a street engine, not a track engine. And did I mention it's air-cooled? It relies on airflow and oil cooling, meaning there's no radiator. This gives it that classic clean look with cooling fins on the cylinders, crucial for a heritage bike like the Formula 73. The sound. The Desmo Due has a distinct deep thumping sound that is different from the higher pitched scream of the liquid-cooled engines. And simplicity. It is lighter, simpler, and generally cheaper to maintain than the high-performance liquid-cooled engines. For a tribute to the 1970s bike, the Desmo Due is the only engine that makes sense. Aesthetically, a big ugly radiator would ruin the retro lines of the Formula 73. The Desmo Due keeps the front of the engine clean and exposes those cool cooling fins. Pun not intended. In terms of heritage, the original 1973 750 Super Sport was also an air-cooled 2-valve L Twin. The Desmo Due is the direct spiritual successor to that engine. The bike is pushing out 73 horsepower and 48 pound-feet of torque. And yes, before you ask, that is the same exact engine you get in the Scrambler Icon. Now hear me out. This masterpiece weighs only 403 pounds. It's light, it's punchy, and it's got that air-cooled character that is slowly dying out due to emissions regulations. And here's the craziest stat of the day. The original 1973 Super Sport made about 73 horsepower, and this new Formula 73 makes, as I said, 73 horsepower. Some people will call that slow for 2026. I call it period correct. You are literally riding a bike with the same power to weight ratio as the Legend itself, just with better brakes, better handling, and no carburetors to sink. Ducati have also thrown the entire Rizoma catalog at this bike: billet aluminum foot pegs, levers, fuel cap, it's all standard. Plus, it already comes with a custom Terminioni exhaust that should make that L Twin sing. After we take out the DB killers, of course. Now, here's the technical detail that everyone is overlooking. If this was just a Scrambler with a body kit, it would have an 18-inch wheel up front, and it doesn't. Ducati swapped it out for a 17-inch spoked front wheel wrapped in sticky Pirelli Diablo Rosso 4 rubber. Why does that matter? It completely changes the geometry. This isn't a dirt road scrambler anymore. This is a proper tarmac carving cafe racer. It's going to turn in faster, hold the line better, and feel much more aggressive in the corners. That one change in the wheel alone transforms the character of the bike. The MSP of this beauty is $19,995. For context, a base Scribbler is about half of that. You are paying a premium for the exclusivity, the aftermarket components, the heritage, and at these weight and specs, the absolute fun this is going to be to ride. And it is exclusive. They are only making 873 units worldwide. Each one is numbered on the triple clamp, and it comes with a collector's box, not the bike itself, but the swag, sketches, and a certificate of authenticity. Basically, Ducati is telling us this isn't a track weapon, this is art. Highly performing art for sure, but art. Look how this sits in this lucky guy's living room. I am not even kidding, all Ducatis should be brought into the house during the winter to make the season more bearable and to beautify your home, and this one especially with its retro modern styling gets a chef's kiss. It's launching in summer this year, 2026, and I think they're going to sell out instantly. Actually, one of my friends ordered his already, and I'm expecting 872 other people to act fast. Ultimately, my take, it's a gorgeous machine. It's one of the most beautiful Ducatis I've ever seen. It's unique, it's oozing in heritage and style. If you want a piece of history that you can actually ride to the coffee shop without overheating, this is it. If you want a bike that's going to turn heads and be a blast to ride around town and handle itself in the twisties, this is your bike. But candidly, if you're looking for absolute performance per dollar and getting knee down, well, for 20 grand, you could buy a Panigale V2S. Either way, Ducati has you covered, and that's why I love them. But I want to know what you think. Is this a masterpiece? Are you planning on trying to snap one up before it's too late? Drop a comment below. I read them all. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and always remember the motto, bark less, wag more, and always be kinder than necessary. Ride safe, everyone.